What is going on, you beautiful people? I hope you guys are having a fantastic day and welcome back to another episode. And today, the Bible verse I'm going to be talking about is Hebrews 13:5. Never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. And that's a beautiful verse. Whenever we are going through some type of storm, it's so easy to play the blame game. God, why is this happening to me? Why are you doing this? It's so easy to shake your fist up in the air because you're basically blaming God for your trouble. But the thing is, maybe ask yourself this. Maybe God is putting you through this because he knows that you are strong. Maybe God is putting you through a series of events and bad things because he knows that you need this to be humble. But in the midst of the storm and the things whenever we are struggling with, we start to play the blame game, and we don't understand, like, okay, this is actually going to strengthen me. This is actually going to lead me to my faith and help me build up and help me have more faith in him. Because sometimes whenever we do experience series of events in our life, it brings us closer to God. It brings our faith higher because that's what he wants at times. And sometimes we're not going to understand it when we're in the midst of the storm. We're not going to understand it, but then you'll realize, okay, this has brought me closer to him for a definite divine reason, and it's so beautiful. And once you can understand this, that's when you can start putting on your armor. Because putting on your armor in God and putting on your armor in faith is so important, because whenever you lean on your own understanding, it's something that basically is going to leave you discouraged all the time, because you think that you have everything figured out. You think that you know everything, and at the end of the day, you don't. You don't. And sometimes our egos just go on a pedestal, and basically we can't truly see what God is putting in front of our eyes because we're so worried about what we are trying to control. We are so worried about what we are basically trying to take control over. And that's the thing. It's something that you will feel lost at times. It's something that you will basically feel discouraged all the time because you don't understand it. You're just trying to lean on your own understanding. And I talk about this so much is because I've experienced this, and I'm currently experiencing at times, because it is easier to go on your own understanding, but at the same time, it's much easier putting your faith in God, because when you can have that faith, okay, he's going to provide, he's going to be here, he's going to help me through this. But we can't, for some reason, put all of our faith in him at times because we're scared, or we're like, oh, this isn't going to work out. But you have to switch that mindset. When it comes to prayer, prayer is something so beautiful. Whenever you are praying out loud, when you are praying with strength, your prayers will be answered. But sometimes they're going to be answered in things that you might get upset about. Well, why'd she break up with me? Or why'd I lose my job? Or why am I losing all this money? You've prayed. You might not like the prayer that you sent, though. You might not like what he's responding to with this prayer, but also it all falls with a greater purpose. A greater purpose. And I know I saw in one of my previous comments in one of my videos when a person said, God's not real, give it up. And that made me really sad, because it's like, only if some people knew the unconditional love, only if some people knew the unconditional love from Jesus Christ, it's something so beautiful. A human being that was basically nailed on a cross, beaten to death, and he loved everybody, but he still got crucified for loving everybody and helping people. And it's just, it's so sad to see somebody say this, because it's like, I wish they could understand that God is literally here for you. He's always been here for you. But sometimes we just don't want to. We don't want to realize that. We don't want to believe that. And God is literally in your ear. He's in your brain. He's in your mind. But sometimes we just don't want to listen to him. That voice gets very, very lower and lower and lower, because that's whenever our ego gets in the way and we start leaning on our own understanding. So it's just something that I think about a lot, because it's like, only if you knew. And God loves you. He wants you to come to him. He wants to give you unconditional love. God has always been there. He's always been there. Through the times that you have rejected him, through the times you went on your own understanding, when you were living for the world, whenever you were living for your flesh, you come to understand that God has always been there, but you've rejected him so many times, and he'll always be there. It's just for you to just knock. Keep knocking. Knock at that door, and watch what will be open to you. unconditional love, unconditional faith. And it's such a beautiful thing. So knock. If you're not knocking, knock. Ask questions. Ask for guidance. Ask for everything that you need for the tools that he's going to give you. You just have to ask, but we're so stubborn at times. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next episode.